yeah, hey, 1, 2. Check, yeah, 1, 2. Why does sound guys stop counting at 2? Because you got to lift on 3. Hey everyone, Future Double here. I just wanted to jump in and say that I just finished editing this video after filming it for the second time. After filming it for the second time, I realized that the main output knobs, the left and right, are not controlling the USB signal to the phone. So the audio signal to the phone isn't really controlled there. Seems to be taking it right off of the track, and which is fine. You just have to remember that. You have to kind of compensate. My camera software doesn't allow me to adjust the input sensitivity for audio. However, GarageBand will, and I mentioned some of this stuff later on. I just wanted to jump in and say that that was why you are going to hear some clipping from time to time. It's because on my second take, even on my second take, I haven't figured that out yet. And you know me, I just go in without a manual. So that's why sometimes you're going to hear some compression and some clipping. It's because in the video editing software, I had to bring my levels back down a little bit more. There were recorded peaks, but I did manage to squeeze it. So don't judge some of those peaks and valleys on the audio quality of the Phenyx Pro. My video is still, first time I've done something into a phone was something like this. So please forgive me. Back to our video in progress. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Double D. Today, I am super excited to check out the Phenyx Pro PRX-600. It's one of their mixers. They have a number of them, smaller and larger format than this. This particular one has 4 XLR or quarter-inch mono inputs, each with 48 volt phantom power. It has a great little spot where you can stick your iPad or your iPhone or something like that right there. And why would you want to do that? Because you can actually record directly from this to your iPhone. Unfortunately, in my camera app, even though it says record stereo, it's only seeing the USB as mono. But I did check it out in GarageBand on my phone and also on my Mac here. And you can pull it up as a stereo unit. So if you're running stereo guitars or not this bass. Phenyx has also provided me with wireless instrument packs. I'm currently monitoring off of the PTM-10, which is their stereo wireless in-ear monitor unit. So I'm listening to everything through that. Make sure you check out the Phenyx Pro website. They do offer stuff on Amazon, but if you go to their actual website and you enter in DD Guitar, you enter in the code DD Guitar, all caps, you'll get 8% off at checkout, and just a little way to say thank you. Use the affiliate link below, and it'll take you right there. And I'll get just a small bit thrown my way for referring you, and you use that coupon code, and it's a way for me to say thank you for doing that. You can't use the coupon code on Amazon. I just wanted to make sure I made that clear. Okay, you have to use the coupon code at their website in order to take advantage of the 8% off. They do offer stuff on Amazon if that's what you prefer. So check them out on Amazon as well. Phenyx Pro stuff is available at lots of different places. They'll ship it everywhere. It gets there really quick too. I mean, this was here the very next day. It gives you a lot of options if you're really looking to record on the go, or even like I'm doing here at my desk, just throwing a bunch of stuff at different inputs on my computer or into my phone, and I'm having a lot of success, and it's really quick. I even noticed that just popping it in and out with the USB, the camera was seeing it instantly and GarageBand was seeing it instantly, and the audio was transferring back out of my phone back into the Phenyx Pro. I can come over here to input 5 and 6, and I can select the USB, and then instead of monitoring 5 and 6, the inputs for 5 and 6, I'm actually then monitor whatever is USB or Bluetooth connected to the Phenyx Pro. That's right, I can control and listen to Bluetooth players from my phone right here through the Phenyx Pro. Here up at the top, it even has control. So I can skip, I can go to the next song, I can pause. It's really wild. And then if you're like a band and you want to have some music going between your sets or something, you can select that and just have a phone that's dedicated to it. and you'll hear notifications, so make sure you turn those kind of things off if you're broadcasting into a live situation. But you can then easily select the phone, or let's say you also have keyboards coming in 5 and 6 and they're running stereo. You can then, during your set break, kick it over to USB or Bluetooth. The USB button here will also be the Bluetooth input. And then if when you're done with the set break, just kick it back over and you've got whatever you're running here stereo into it will just be brought back in. Like if you have a drum machine, or hey, if you're using like the Pocket GT, something like that, that's running, that you have the option to run stereo into a unit like this, you take full advantage of it because it has stereo outputs as well, and it has controllable left and right outputs. So you could even use this to run like a mono set of high packs in your system, and then run a sub off of that fader. The effects will go to the left and right, so maybe you'd want to run a sub off the aux end. There are a couple of different ways. I actually took this unit up to Maryland Sound. If you know me, or if you've been following the channel and actually paying attention, you know that have worked at Maryland Sound for now 20 years. So it's great to have an upgraded board here. I've had one of these old little Yamahas at my desk forever, and that was how I routed a bunch of stuff into my computer and into my FireWire interface, actually. Scroll through the effects this way, and then you select the one, and you can kind of see what they are.
1, 2, hey, hey, hey. 1, 2, hey, hey.
I did take it up to MSI, as I was saying, and some of the guys were checking it out. One, I wish I had the camera running when the first guy walked up, but he goes, "Man, that's a sleek little unit." He really liked the way the sides looked. He loved this whole thing with being able to put your phone or your iPad right there, which is really convenient. If you're recording, it's just nice to have a place to just put your phone and just have it be there. We had a really good time at Maryland Sound, just pumping a bunch of music through here, testing out some of our new PA that we just got. We just got some JBL stuff, A8 and I guess the B18, and this is a nice little setup, compact, kind of like this, and it sounded great. The guys were impressed. We ran some microphones through stuff, did a bunch of 1-2ing.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here, 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 here. Hey, hey. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's unmute the PAs. Sounds okay, cool.
What also I failed to mention here, you won't get the full stereo effect going into the phone right now, but in the future you might hear me throw in some effects like this reverb and delay combination. It has 16 built-in DSP effects, and you can come over here to the program button and you can select which one you want. It has ping pong left and right, which won't really come through here very well. In my ears, I hear left and right, but that's not going to translate right now. It's bouncing back and forth in my head. It's not going to go to the phone stereo. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, the camera app isn't taking USB stereo for some reason. I have it going into a little card reader. That's not really the reason, because it was seen as a stereo unit in GarageBand. So just know that the stereo option is there. It's just not happening right now for me. So I could send 4 inputs here. There's a phantom power for each one of these, which is a huge upgrade for me. If I wanted phantom on, it was all or nothing. And so being able to selectively assign which one of my inputs is going to have phantom, it's a good thing, especially for guys who use like the HX Stomp or certain things where you can't send phantom back into that XLR that's on the unit. You actually need a direct box, a DI in line to kind of grab that phantom. And let's say you're using a condenser mic and you happen to pop that on and you accidentally send phantom back into one of your all-in-one units. It's a showstopper, right? So this is a really nice option. Let's say you wanted to do one of your processors right into one of the XLR or quarter-inch inputs here. Applying phantom to just your condenser microphone is possible without applying it to everything in the mix. You can also send the effects to your aux sends. You have a secondary send that's going to be different than your main outs, and you're going to have an effects mix if you had monitors and you wanted to hear the reverb or the delays that you happen to have assigned. You can do that through the monitor aux send. And in fact, it has an effects send too. So I could send this to a secondary unit or even another processor. I could use this other send as something to the low end to just feed a subwoofer, something like that. And that's not going to get any of the onboard effects that are in the PRX-600. The second send does not get any of those effects. The first send will. So that's something to keep in mind if you're into routing effects into various places. Other than that, it has a 7-band EQ, and each fader has a detente right in the middle there, so I can feel right when I've gotten to center, and I can feel when I'm dropping down. So here's a little less 400, here's a little more 400. If I wanted to add a little brightness all around, I can do that over here on the high sides. Just kind of keep everything flat for right now. You can drop some bass if you need to. You can add a little more bass. My voice really isn't in that range, so here it goes. We'll feel it in there. And then each one of these inputs is going to have a 3-band parametric EQ. So we've got a little graphics section and a parametric section, which you can then tweak as well and really fine tune each one of the inputs over here, separate from your main output section of equalization. So a lot of options for somebody who's looking for an inexpensive upgrade. I mean, literally, I think this was about the same price as my little Yamaha that I have over there, with a lot more options, a lot more effects options. I'm really happy with it. Phenyx Pro. This is a really nice sounding console. Everybody at Maryland Sound agreed that this sounded good and it was easy to get around on. They could read everything real well. The power connector is a twist lock. You plug it in and then you turn it and it locks in place. You're not going to accidentally pull it out. You're not going to kick it out with your feet. That being said, you probably won't kick it out with your feet because the power cable is only about 4 feet long. So I have to keep the wall wart on my desk. It barely reaches the power plug that's on the wall behind my desk, which isn't a real problem if you have power on your desk or in a local spot for where you're going to be working. But if you have more than 4 feet to go and you want to be able to move the console around a little bit freely, that is maybe just a very slight knock on this. One of the very few knocks that I could find on this console. Like I said, they do have a bigger console that has some more options, and they have a smaller console which is going to have a few less options. But the capabilities, I'm blown away. Sounds great. The price range is perfect for somebody that's trying to find a budget way to record into their phone, record maybe some of their duo sets or trio sets, or grab a mix from a bigger console, send it in here, and then record it right to your phone. You could take this to a show and say the sound guy has a big console with 32 outputs, 32 inputs, but a few extra outputs. He can send you a stereo mix here, and then you pull up GarageBand or your favorite recording app, pull it up as a stereo inputs there in GarageBand, and boom, you're recording stereo from whatever he's sending you. And it's simple, easy to work with, nice, easy lights to see. Maybe the lights could have been slightly, I don't know, more in range. I feel like I do as I get louder and louder. It's not quite the same as I'm getting in my phone. I don't know if it's a slight mismatch, but my first run through of recording this, the audio to my phone was really loud compared to what I was hitting here. So I've brought it down here at the actual mixer to just kind of compensate for that. But other than that, it's been simple and easy to work with. If you do use this, definitely make sure you do some test recording before you make any kind of a committed recording or anything like that. Listen back. I noticed there was one other time where I had to turn off the 48 volts and turn it back on a couple of channels. I was getting a popping that didn't even go away when I turned off the unit, but it did go away when I turned on and off the 48 volts. So it probably had something to do with my whole computer layout here, but simple, easy, Great way to interface right into your computer or your phone. Phenyx Pro, thank you very much for sending this over. And really great community that you guys have going on Facebook and on Instagram. Miranda, thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate it. I've got a number of Phenyx Pro items here now. I'm very happy using all of it. I would recommend it to people. This is probably my favorite of the pieces that I have so far. It's kind of put all the puzzle pieces into place for me. If that's something you're looking for, it's really worth checking out. So again, thank you, Phenyx Pro, and thank you guys for being here at the channel. I appreciate it. Double D Guitar, if this is your kind of thing, hit like. And if you want to follow along with me further, make sure you hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. I appreciate you being here. Y'all take care.